Today we're going to be looking at mapping controls inside of Fulcrum 1. We'll learn how to change our simulation modes as well as the various properties that go with each mode, and even be able to save off some presets of our favorite simulation mode and property combinations. In some later videos, we'll dive deeper into simulation modes, but for today we're just going to be taking a brief look at the controls and how to operate the mapping system. Here you can see in this project, I already have a loudspeaker design laid out, as well as a room model imported. To access mapping, we'll click on the mapping tab here at the top of the menu. Now I'm prompted with an alert because I haven't set up mapping yet that I need to enable mapping for various faces inside the model. I'll close this window, and to do that, I can simply click on a face, and I can either right click or in the properties menu, just turn on mapping here. For here, I'll do that, and then I'll also show you that if I click this front face and right click, I can also click mapping there. Great, we're set up, ready to map. At the top right-hand corner are our mapping controls that you can see here. The first dropdown tells us what mode or preset we're in. If I click that, I get the dropdown here, allowing me to change the mapping mode and even select some presets. We'll jump back into presets here in a little bit. The next option over is our input signal. Right now it's set to pink noise at -20 dBu. I can change that by just clicking here and selecting a different input signal, and then I can also change the amp input level here as well. The last two options are frequencies, banding, and the set frequency based on the banding mode we're in. Right now we're at 1/3 octave, but we can switch between 1 octave, 3 octave, and even broadband. And then when we're in anything other than broadband, we get the frequency option here as the last option, where we can click that and drag our frequency slider around and see the map update immediately. Now you'll notice as I did that, I got a little loading bar here in the controls. And depending on how complex your model is, that loading might take a little longer or be faster. Let's go ahead and close the frequency option here, and we'll go down to the next option below all these controls, which is our current environment. Now, if you've looked at our environments video, we discuss how environments directly affect our loudspeaker design depending on certain simulation modes. This control gives you the ability to quickly swap out the environment so that you can simulate different environments easily with your loudspeaker design. For this project, we only have one environment, so we'll leave that as default. Let's jump back up to the first mapping control where we change our mapping mode. Now, we have the preset modes here listed, and then below that are our project presets and then our user presets. Every Fulcrum 1 project comes shipped with these two project presets that you can use. And then if you want to create your own, it's as simple as just selecting a mode like direct sound and changing any property here, which I already have done by changing the 800 Hertz on our frequency. When you do that, you get this little orange dot here saying that it's been modified. To save the preset, we simply click the dropdown and we can see down here that the settings have been modified from defaults. So we'll just click Save as Preset, and we'll name this one Direct Sound 800. Save. Now we can see that under that option, we see Direct Sound 800, which is actually our preset here. Now, the last option here is our user presets, and user presets are stored into your user preference file on the actual machine, meaning that anything in user presets can be shared across projects. To bring in something from your user presets, it's as simple as clicking that option, which automatically adds it to your project, and now it's listed under the project presets. Let's dive into how to manage those presets between project presets and user presets. To do that, we're going to click the settings cog in the bottom left-hand corner. And then we're going to go to our mapping tab here. Over on the right-hand side of our mapping tab, we see our list of project presets that we've created for this specific project, meaning that when we exit this project, those presets will stay with the project and no longer be in our user presets accessible to other projects that we might open. Now, the Direct Sound 800 that I made, let's say I wanted to use that in future projects. It's as simple as clicking this and then clicking the right arrow here to push it over to our user presets. That now is available anytime I open up another Fulcrum 1 project. I can bring and import that in very easily. You can manage all your presets here, order, deleting, duplicating, all within inside this window. If you'd like further information about how mapping controls work, feel free to check out our documentation at support.fulcrum-acoustic.com.